The first 30 days will decide if the next 6 months will change your life or if they will simply be another cycle of dreams you never lived. It is in these first days that you either create a structure strong enough to hold your future or you build on sand and watch it sink. Many people think they fail because they did not have enough motivation. But the truth is, they failed because they did not respect the importance of building the right foundation. If a temple is to stand for 1,000 years, it does not begin with a 1,000-year plan. It begins with a stone, placed with care, pressed into the earth with full attention. These first days are that stone. So you must first create discipline, not motivation. Motivation is like the morning fog. It appears when the sun rises and it disappears when the day gets hard. Discipline is the mountain. It stands when the storms come. It stands when the night is cold, and it stands when the wind tries to break it. In these 30 days, your task is not to dream about the top of the mountain. Your task is to take your first steps and make sure they are firm. Start with your mornings. Before you touch your phone, before you open the door to the noise of the world, sit in stillness, breathe deeply. Remind yourself why you are doing this. If you cannot sit with yourself for 10 minutes in silence, the world will sit inside you all day without permission. A mind that begins in chaos will end in chaos. But a mind that begins in stillness will walk with clarity even when the road becomes unclear. In these 30 days, you must choose 3 daily habits and commit to them as if they were sacred rituals. One should be for the body, one should be for the mind, one should be for your purpose. The one for the body might be as simple as stretching for 15 minutes or walking in the morning. The one for the mind might be reading something that feeds your wisdom. The one for your purpose should bring you closer to the life you wish to live, learning a skill, working on your craft, or planning your path forward. But here is the truth you may not like. You will want to quit. You will wake up one day and your mind will tell you, it's okay to skip just today. That is the voice that has kept you the same for years. That voice is the reason you keep restarting. You must learn to recognize it, not as your friend, but as the enemy of your growth. In these first 30 days, you are not just building habits, you are training your mind to obey your higher self, not your weaker self. Do not try to change everything at once. Many people destroy their own progress because they carry too much weight in the beginning. They try to transform in one leap and then collapse under their own expectations. The first month is not about reaching the destination, it is about proving to yourself that you can stay on the path without running away. If you can master small, simple steps, you will be ready to handle greater challenges later. There will be people who will not understand what you are doing. They will tell you to relax, to enjoy life, to stop being so serious. But they are speaking from their own limitations, not from your potential. Do not expect applause in the beginning. In fact, expect silence. You will not be celebrated for planting seeds. You will be celebrated only when the tree is visible. So plant them in silence, water them in discipline, and let the world find out later. In these first 30 days, protect your time as if it is your life, because it is. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you say no to your future. Learn to close doors. Learn to be unavailable for the things that do not serve your growth. If your friends cannot understand this, it is because they are not walking this road, and they do not have to. This road is yours. The first month is also the time to face your distractions. The world is designed to pull you away from yourself, every notification, every piece of gossip, every new drama, but you are not here to be pulled. You are here to pull yourself toward a life worth living. If that means deleting apps, do it. If that means saying no to invitations, do it. If that means waking up before everyone else so you can work in peace, do it. When the first month ends, you will not yet be the person you want to be, but you will have proof that you are capable of walking the road, and that proof will be your weapon in the months ahead. It will be the quiet confidence that tells you, if I could do 30 days, I can do 60. If I can do 60, I can do 90. And if I can do 90, I can finish the 6 months. This is how mountains are climbed. Not by leaping to the top, but by taking steps so small they almost seem insignificant until you realize you are no longer at the bottom. So remember, this first month is the agreement you make with yourself. Not a loud promise shouted to the world, but a silent contract signed in your heart. You are telling yourself, for 30 days I will not betray my own future. For 30 days I will not negotiate with laziness. For 30 days I will not be loyal to my old life. And if you can keep that agreement, the rest of the journey will not be easy, but it will be possible. When the morning comes tomorrow and you open your eyes, know that you are standing at the gate. The world you have known will try to pull you back. Your habits will try to whisper you into comfort. But comfort is the cage, and discipline is the key. For 30 days hold that key. Do not let go, because at the end of this month you will no longer be the person who wonders if they can change. You will be the person who has already begun. And that, my friend, is the beginning of transformation. We begin our journey today not with grand ambitions but with a simple, quiet understanding. A great building needs a strong foundation. A towering tree starts with a single deep root. Our 6-month plan for success is no different. The foundation, the root, is not some extraordinary secret. It is the deliberate act of building a structure for your life. We live in a world that praises spontaneity, that celebrates the chaotic spark of genius. But the reality is that without a container, a vessel to hold that creative energy, it dissipates like smoke. This keynote is about the first and most critical step, creating your daily and weekly rituals. The Shaolin monk's life is a testament to this principle. Our days are a rhythm of structured practices. Waking at dawn, the morning qigong, the hours of focused training, the moments of silent contemplation. This is not to restrict freedom, but to create it. Imagine a river. Without its banks, it would be a swamp, stagnant and without purpose. The banks give the river its direction and its power. Your daily structure is that bank. It provides the channel for your energy to flow purposefully towards your goals. But what does this mean for you? It means choosing to wake at the same time each day, regardless of how you feel. It means dedicating a specific block of time to your most important work without distraction. It means scheduling your moments of rest and reflection just as you schedule your moments of action. This is not about being a robot. It is about taking ownership of your time and your energy. It is about making a conscious decision to use your life rather than allowing your life to use you. The structure you build over the next 6 months is not a cage, it is a ladder. Each daily practice is a rung. When you consistently show up for your meditation, for your physical exercise, for your deep work, you are building the rungs of that ladder. The temptation will be to skip a day, to tell yourself just this once. But remember, a single crack in the foundation can compromise the entire structure. The integrity of your plan lies in its consistency, not its intensity. One mindful breath is more valuable than an hour of distracted work. One honest small step is more powerful than 1,000 unfulfilled promises. The plan begins not with a sprint, but with the quiet, determined act of laying the first brick, and then the next and the next. This is the work of a master, to find the sacred in the mundane and to build a life of purpose, one structured moment at a time. The next 6 months will be a testament to the power of this foundation. Start building now. When we speak of a success plan, we often think only of what we must add. We list new skills to acquire, new habits to form, new goals to achieve. But the truest, most transformative work is often not about adding, but about subtracting. This keynote is about the discipline of letting go. Over the course of our lives, we accumulate mental and emotional clutter that weighs us down, steals our energy, and sabotages our progress. We carry the baggage of past failures, the burden of grudging resentments, the anxiety of future possibilities. This clutter is a constant drain on our focus and willpower. It's like trying to run a race with a heavy backpack filled with rocks. The Shaolin path is one of relentless refinement, of slowly chipping away everything that is not essential. We call this clearing the mirror. If the mirror of your mind is covered in dust, how can you see your path with clarity? You cannot. The work of the next 6 months is to become a master gardener, not just planting new seeds, but ruthlessly pruning the weeds that choke the life out of your garden. What are these weeds? They are the distractions that steal your time, the endless scroll of social media, the mindless television, the gossip and noise of the world. They are the negative thought patterns that whisper, "You can't do it." They are the commitments you made out of obligation, not purpose. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is an act of profound courage. It requires you to look honestly at your life and ask, is this serving me? Is this moving me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, then you must have the strength to release it. This might mean letting go of a relationship that drains you, a job that no longer aligns with your purpose, or even an old identity that no longer serves who you are becoming. This is an uncomfortable process. The mind will resist. It will tell you that it is too hard, that you are being selfish, that you need to hold on. But every time you let go of something that holds you back, you create a vacuum, a space that can be filled with new, life-giving energy. Over the next 6 months, I want you to make a conscious effort to identify and release one thing each week. Start small. It could be an old email subscription you no longer read. It could be 10 minutes of a social media app you delete from your phone. It could be a conversation you choose to not engage in. As you practice this, the muscle of letting go will grow stronger. The clarity you gain will be breathtaking. You will find that as you remove the obstacles, the path forward becomes clear and effortless. You won't have to push so hard, because the resistance from within will have dissolved. This is the quiet power of subtraction. This is the real work of self-mastery, not just building but unbuilding what no longer serves the purpose of your transformation. Let this 6-month plan be your journey of courageous release, leaving behind everything that does not belong. The second month is not about starting something new, it is about deepening what you have already begun. Many people think progress is about adding more, when in truth, real growth often comes from doing the same things with greater presence, greater precision, and greater patience. The seeds you planted in the first months have not yet broken the surface. Do not make the mistake of digging them up to see if they are growing. Trust the process you began. Now your task is to master your mind and eliminate the distractions that will try to undo your work. This is the month where you begin to notice that discipline is not just about doing the right things, it is about protecting yourself from the wrong things. You see, your energy is not infinite, your attention is not endless. Every moment you give to the meaningless, you steal from what matters. You cannot walk 2 paths at the same time. You cannot climb 2 mountains in one lifetime. You must choose. And when you choose, you must learn to guard your choice from all that would weaken it. The second month will test you differently than the first. In the beginning, the challenge was simply to begin. Now, the challenge is to continue when the excitement has faded. In the first month, you may have felt the rush of doing something new. In the second month, the routine may feel heavier. You may feel the pull to slow down, to tell yourself, "I've done enough." But enough is not the goal. Transformation is the goal, and transformation demands you go further than your comfort. This is the month where you become your own gatekeeper. Every thought that enters your mind must be questioned. Does this serve me? Every activity you consider must be examined. Will this move me closer to who I wish to become, or will it keep me where I am? Most people never ask these questions. They live on autopilot, reacting to whatever the world puts in front of them. But you are not here to be reactive. You are here to be deliberate. Distractions are not always obvious. They do not always appear as loud noise or bright screens. Sometimes They are disguised as things that seem harmless, small talk that eats away your time, helping others with problems they could solve themselves, scrolling through things that do not matter just to fill a moment of stillness. This month, you must learn to be ruthless with your focus. If something does not serve your growth, it must be reduced or removed. This is not selfishness, this is self-respect. The mind is like a cup. If it is filled with noise, there is no space for wisdom. If it is filled with other people's opinions, there is no space for your own truth. This month, you must empty your cup daily. Sit in silence, write down your thoughts, observe them without judgment. Notice how many of them are simply echoes of what you have been fed by the world. Notice how few are truly your own. By doing this, you begin to separate yourself from the mental clutter that has kept you from clarity. But eliminating distractions is not only about removing the external, it is also about addressing the internal. In the first months, you began to train your habits. In this second month, you must train your emotions, because if your emotions control you, your focus will always be broken. You must learn to act according to your purpose, not according to your mood. When you are tired, you work anyway. When you are uninspired, you create anyway. When you feel fear, you step forward anyway. This is the essence of mental mastery. There is a practice I recommend during this month. Choose 1 hour each day to be completely unreachable. No phone, no conversation, no notifications. This is your sacred hour. Use it for deep work, reflection, or creation. When you begin to protect this time, you will discover how much of your energy you have been giving away to interruptions that do not matter. You will also discover that the world does not fall apart when you are unavailable. The truth is, most of the things that demand your attention are not urgent, they are just loud. You will also notice that some people in your life may resist the changes you are making, not because they want to harm you, but because your growth reminds them of their own stagnation. This is where you must stand firm. Do not shrink so that others can feel comfortable. Do not slow down so they can keep up. If they are meant to walk with you, they will. If they are not, you must let them remain where they are without allowing them to hold you back. In this month, you must also confront the small habits that quietly steal your time, the extra hour of sleep that serves no purpose, the meaningless conversations that lead nowhere, the half commitments you make and never fulfill. Each one may seem small, but together they form the invisible wall that separates you from your future. Break that wall, one habit at a time. When you master your mind, the world outside loses its power to control you. You no longer react to every sound, every message, every event. You become steady, like a tree in the wind. It may sway, but it does not uproot. And when distractions lose their hold on you, something powerful happens. Your focus deepens. You begin to work in a way that is not hurried, not scattered, but precise and intentional. In one focused hour, you can achieve more than most achieve in an entire day of half-hearted effort. So as this month continues, remember, you are not simply working on your goals, you are shaping the mind that will carry you through the rest of your life. A mind without discipline will abandon its owner in every storm, but a mind trained to focus will carry you through the coldest winters and the darkest nights. By the end of this second month, you will notice something. The noise of the world will still be there, but it will not reach you the same way. You will see distractions for what they are: small thieves that you no longer invite into your home. And with that space cleared, you will begin to notice the quiet voice within you. The one that knows your path, the one that never shouts, but always speaks the truth. That voice will grow stronger, and you will learn to trust it. This is the true reward of the second month, not just progress in your actions, but mastery of your attention. And once you control your attention, you control your life, because no one can steal the hours you protect, no one can scatter the mind you have trained, and no one can take from you the discipline you have built from within. We often talk about doing when we speak of a success plan. We have a list of tasks, a schedule of actions. But the true power of this 6-month plan lies in the why behind the what. This is the principle of intentionality, the bridge that connects our actions to our purpose. Without intentionality, all our efforts can become hollow, a frantic busyness that leads to exhaustion, not fulfillment. A warrior monk does not just punch or kick, they do so with a clear, focused mind, with the intention of cultivating strength, discipline, and awareness. Every movement is a form of meditation. Your plan is not just a checklist of things to do. It is a daily declaration of who you are becoming. The small, seemingly insignificant habits, your morning routine, your choice of words, the way you treat yourself and others are all powerful expressions of your intent. When you approach a task with a clear intention, you imbue it with energy and meaning. If your intention for your morning workout is to just get it done, you will feel a drag, a resistance. But if your intention is to honor your body, to cultivate strength, and to show up for yourself, then the same physical movements become a joyful, purposeful ritual. Over the next 6 months, I want you to practice a simple but profound exercise. Before you begin any task, no matter how small, pause and set an intention. Before you open your laptop to work, take a breath and say to yourself, my intention for this work is to create something of value, to serve others and to learn. Before you have a difficult conversation, take a moment to set an intention. My intention is to listen with an open heart and to communicate with kindness. This pause, this moment of intentionality is where you take back control. It prevents you from mindlessly reacting to the world and allows you to consciously create your reality. The problem with many success plans is they focus solely on the outcome. They say, I will achieve this by this date. But this creates a future-oriented mind, a state of perpetual dissatisfaction until the goal is met. What happens if you don't meet the goal? You feel like a failure. Intentionality shifts the focus from the outcome to the process. Your success is not in the destination, but in how you walk the path. Your success is in the integrity with which you show up, the clarity with which you think, and the purpose with which you act. The 6-month plan is a vehicle for you to practice this. It is a daily training ground for intentionality. By the end of this journey, your habits will not just be actions, they will be the living, breathing expression of your highest self. You will not just be doing things to achieve success, you will be living a life of success moment by moment. The 3rd month is when you begin to feel the weight of what you are building, but it is also the time when the first true strength begins to grow inside you. In the 1st month, you proved you could begin. In the 2nd month, you learned to protect your path from the noise of the world. Now in the 3rd month, your task is to develop unshakable focus and the kind of mental resilience that makes you untouchable by ordinary challenges. Up until now, you may have been walking with the hope that things will get easier, but in truth, life does not always become easier. The difference is that you become stronger, and this is the month where that strength must be forged. Every day you walk this path, you are training a muscle that cannot be seen, the ability to keep going when your body, your mind, and the world tell you to stop. The enemy you will face this month is not distraction. That battle you have already begun to win. The enemy now is fatigue, not just physical fatigue, but mental fatigue. The feeling that perhaps you are not moving fast enough. The temptation to compare yourself to others who seem further ahead. The quiet whisper that says, maybe this is all you can do. You must be ready for this, because this is where many abandon their journey. They think they have hit a wall, when in truth they have reached the threshold where the old self is trying to survive. You see, every version of yourself that you have been in the past does not want to die. It wants to stay alive in your habits, in your choices, in your patterns. And when you start to outgrow it, it resists. It will try to pull you back with comfort, with doubt, with excuses that sound reasonable. This month is where you refuse to go back. You are not here to negotiate with your old life. You are here to replace it. To build unshakable focus, you must learn to work deeply. In this month, choose 1 or 2 areas of your life that matter most to your 6 month transformation and give them your best hours of the day, not your leftover hours, not the time when you are already tired. Give them your best energy, your sharpest attention, your full presence. If that means waking up earlier, do it. If that means rearranging your schedule, do it. If that means saying no to people, do it. This is also the month where you must begin to train your mind to handle pressure without breaking. Pressure is not your enemy. In the Shaolin way, pressure is the teacher. Without it, there is no growth. Without resistance, there is no strength. The way you learn to hold pressure is by deliberately doing difficult things every day, not just the things that are necessary, but things that stretch you. If you hate cold water, take cold showers. If you fear public speaking, practice speaking to strangers. If you avoid discomfort, enter it willingly. The more you train in discomfort, the more you will realize that your limits were illusions. Do not misunderstand. Mental resilience is not about never feeling pain or never being tired. It is about walking forward with the pain and moving even when tired. You can be exhausted, but still disciplined. You can be uncertain, but still committed. The mistake most people make is thinking they must feel strong to act strong. The truth is, strength comes from acting in the moments you feel weakest. This month is also the time to learn the art of recovery. The mind cannot remain sharp if you never rest it. But rest is not the same as escape. Mindless scrolling, endless entertainment, empty conversations. These are not rest, they are numbing. And numbing yourself will steal the edge you are trying to sharpen. True rest is intentional. It is time spent in stillness, in nature, in reflection, or in activities that recharge you without pulling you away from your path. You will also face another challenge in this month, the plateau. In the first weeks, progress may have been visible. You could feel the change, see the difference, but now the changes may seem slower. This is natural. A tree does not grow visible leaves every day, but underground, the roots are still deepening. Your work in this month may not show immediate results, but it is laying the foundation for breakthroughs in the months to come. You must trust that progress is still being made, even when you cannot see it. When your focus deepens, you will begin to notice something. Your world will start to quiet down. The same distractions that used to pull you will feel weaker. The same challenges that used to overwhelm you will seem smaller. This is because you are no longer reacting to everything around you. You are choosing what matters. And when you choose what matters, you no longer waste energy on the rest. In the Shaolin way, we say that the mind is like water. When it is disturbed, it cannot reflect the truth clearly, but when it is still, it reflects everything perfectly. This month, your focus is the stillness of that water. When something disturbs it, you do not chase after the ripples, you return to stillness. That is how you protect your energy. That is how you build clarity that cannot be shaken. And understand this, focus is not just about working hard, it is about aligning your work with your highest priorities. You can be busy all day and accomplish nothing. But if you are focused, you can do in 1 hour what others cannot do in an entire day. That is why you must protect your best energy for your most important work. Do not waste your sharpest hours on tasks that do not matter. By the end of this 3rd month, if you have truly committed, you will feel a shift. You will no longer be fighting just to stay on the path. You will feel yourself becoming part of it. The habits will start to feel more natural. The resistance will still be there, but it will not control you. And when the storms come, and they will, you will not run for shelter. You will stand in the rain knowing that no storm lasts forever and that each one only makes you stronger. The unshakable focus you build now will serve you for the rest of your life. It will mean that when others are lost in chaos, you will still move forward. When others give up at the first sign of difficulty, you will keep going. And when others are scattered by the noise of the world, you will remain in the silence of your purpose. That is the power of this month. And that is the power you are capable of holding if you refuse to stop. Our natural instinct is to seek comfort and avoid pain. We want the easy path, the smooth journey. But the greatest transformations in life, the deepest lessons, and the most significant growths happen in the crucible of discomfort. The path of a Shaolin monk is one of intentional hardship. We do not do it to suffer, but to train ourselves to be strong in the face of suffering. We embrace the cold, the pain of a challenging stance, the quiet ache of a tired body, because we know that within that discomfort lies our greatest teacher. Your 6-month success plan will inevitably be filled with moments of discomfort. You will face resistance from the outside world and more often from within yourself. There will be mornings when you do not want to wake up early. There will be evenings when you do not want to put in the extra work. There will be challenges that feel insurmountable. In these moments, your old self will tell you to quit, to take the easy way out. This is the critical moment. This is where the training begins. This keynote is about reframing your relationship with discomfort. See it not as an enemy to be avoided, but as a wise teacher who has come to help you grow. When you feel the pain of a physical workout, instead of retreating, lean into it, acknowledge it, thank it for making you stronger. When you feel the mental friction of a complex problem, instead of giving up, sit with the confusion. See it as a sign that you are on the verge of a breakthrough. When you face criticism, instead of feeling hurt, see it as a reflection, an opportunity to learn something about yourself or your work. Your 6-month plan is designed to push you beyond your comfort zone, to expand the boundaries of what you thought was possible. This is not about being reckless, it is about being intentional. It is about choosing to do the hard thing, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary for your growth. Every time you face a challenge and choose to stay the course, you are building a new mental and emotional muscle. You are forging resilience. You are teaching yourself that you are stronger than you thought you were. The person you are today is a result of your past choices. The person you will be in 6 months will be a result of your choices in the face of discomfort. Do not fear the discomfort. Embrace it. For it is the chisel that will sculpt you into the person you are meant to be. This journey is not a gentle stroll through a garden. It is a climb up a mountain. The view from the top is only accessible to those who are willing to face the challenging ascent. The 4th month arrives quietly. By now you have walked far enough that your old life feels distant, but the new life you are building is not yet fully formed. This is the stage where many lose their way, not because they are weak, but because the mind begins to wonder if the effort is worth it. The initial excitement is gone. The novelty has faded. The truth is clear. This path is not a sprint. It is a long climb, and the climb does not get easier. You only get better at climbing. This is the month where you must shift from discipline to momentum. Discipline was the first step. It gave you the ability to act even when you didn't want to. Momentum takes it further. It turns your actions into a rhythm so natural that stopping feels harder than continuing. When momentum is on your side, you are no longer pushing yourself uphill every day. The path begins to carry you forward. But momentum does not appear by accident. It is built deliberately by stacking consistent actions and refusing to break the chain. The danger in this stage is subtle. You may feel that because you have done well so far, you can relax. You may start skipping the small habits, thinking they no longer matter. But it is the small habits that hold the structure together. If you begin to loosen them, the foundation will weaken, and everything you have built could slowly collapse. In Shaolin training, even the masters still practice the basics daily. Why? because the basics are the root of mastery. No matter how far you progress, you cannot leave them behind. This month, you must also begin to expand your limits. In the first 3 months, you proved you could maintain discipline and focus. Now you must challenge your capacity. If you have been training for 30 minutes, make it 45. If you have been reading for 20 minutes, make it 40. If you have been producing one piece of work each week, aim for 2. This is not just about doing more, it is about showing your mind and body that you are capable of more than they thought. Every time you push your limit, the limit moves. Momentum thrives on progress. Progress thrives on challenge. Without challenge, there is no growth. But challenge must be managed with wisdom. Do not try to double your effort overnight. You will burn out. Instead, push yourself just enough to create discomfort, but not so much that you destroy the rhythm you have built. The goal is sustainable progress. It is better to move forward steadily for years than to explode with energy for a month and collapse. In this stage, you will also start to notice how your environment affects your growth. The people you spend time with, the spaces you work in, the habits of those around you, all of these are either adding to your momentum or slowing it down. If you surround yourself with people who move slowly, you will feel the drag. If you stay in places that drain your energy, your pace will weaken. Momentum is not only what you do, it is what you allow around you. Choose your environment as carefully as you choose your actions. Another lesson of the 4th month is learning to ride the wave of energy when it comes. There will be days when you feel unstoppable. On those days, go further, do more, push harder, because there will also be days when energy is low, and on those days you must do enough to keep the chain unbroken, even if it's only a fraction of your usual work. Momentum does not require perfection, it requires continuity. The biggest mistake people make is letting a bad day turn into a bad week. The secret is this: never miss twice. If you fall once, get up immediately. If you slow down, pick up the pace the next day. As your capacity expands, something powerful will happen. You will begin to see opportunities that you could not see before. When you were tired, distracted, and unfocused, your vision was small. But now, with clarity and strength, the world will reveal paths that were invisible to the old you. These opportunities are not accidents, they are the natural result of your preparation. The stronger and more disciplined you become, the more doors will appear. But you must have the courage to step through them, even if they lead into the unknown. Momentum also changes your identity. In the early months, you may have seen yourself as someone trying to improve. By the 4th month, you begin to see yourself as someone who lives this way naturally. The habits are no longer a burden, they are a part of you. The idea of going back to your old patterns begins to feel impossible. This is when you know momentum is working in your favor, when your new life feels more natural than your old one ever did. But you must remain humble. Momentum can give you speed, but speed without awareness can lead to mistakes. Move quickly, but do not lose sight of your direction. In martial arts, it is said that speed without control is chaos. The same is true here. Your momentum must be guided by your purpose. Do not let the desire to do more distract you from what truly matters. As you reach the end of the 4th month and enter the 5th, you will feel stronger, faster, and more capable than you did at the start. But do not forget, the journey is not over. The 5th month is about holding this pace, refining it, and preparing for the final transformation. This is where you begin to sharpen your edge, so that in the 6th month you can cut through the last obstacles with precision. So in this stage, do not slow down, do not become comfortable. You are closer now than you have ever been. The mountain peak is still far, but you can see it. The climb is steep, but your legs are strong. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep the rhythm alive, because momentum, once broken, is hard to rebuild. But if you carry it forward, it will carry you all the way to the summit. And remember, this is not just about these 6 months. What you are building now is a way of living, the discipline, the focus, the resilience, the momentum. These are not temporary tools, they are the essence of the person you are becoming. And that person is capable of far more than you ever imagined when you took your first step. The 6 months is not the end of the journey. It is the moment you step into the life you have been building, the moment you look back at the past behind you and realize there is no going back. You have climbed too high. You have seen too much. You have become someone who can no longer live the way you once did. That is the quiet victory of these 6 months. Not that you reach some final destination, but that you became the kind of person who will keep walking, no matter where the road leads. By now you have discipline, you have focus, you have resilience, you have momentum. But in this final month, something deeper must happen. You must own your transformation completely. In the earlier months, you were working to prove something to yourself. Now you are living it. The habits are not just actions you perform, they are expressions of who you are. The discipline is not forced. It flows naturally. And the focus is no longer a struggle. It is the way you exist in the world. This is the month where you look at every part of your life and ask, does this align with the person I have become? If it does not, it must be changed, removed, or replaced. There can be no half-life now. You cannot stand with one foot in the old world and one foot in the new. That split will tear you apart. You must step fully into the life you have built, even if it means letting go of people, places, and habits that have been with you for years. The final month will test you in a different way. The challenge is no longer to start or to continue, it is to sustain. Because anyone can work hard for a short period of time. The true test of mastery is to keep going when there is no deadline, no external pressure, no one watching. When the excitement of a new challenge fades and you are left only with the quiet rhythm of daily effort, that is when you see who you really are. In this month, your goal is to move from effort to embodiment. Effort is when you push yourself to act. Embodiment is when the action becomes part of your identity, when you no longer have to force yourself to train, to learn, to grow, because it is simply what you do. When someone asks you how you do it, you will not even think of it as something special. It will feel as natural as breathing. That is when the transformation is complete. But this final stage also comes with a warning. Success can be a dangerous thing. When you begin to see the results of your work, it is tempting to slow down, to relax, to think you have earned the right to take it easy. And yes, you should celebrate. You should honor the progress you have made, but you must not allow celebration to become complacency. The moment you stop growing, you start sliding back, and the climb back up is always harder than the first climb. This is why in the 6th month, you must set your eyes beyond these 6 months. Ask yourself, where will I be in another 6 months if I keep going? What new skills can I learn? What deeper levels can I reach? What kind of life can I build if I continue at this pace? Do not think of this as the finish line. Think of it as the first peak in a mountain range that stretches far beyond the horizon. You have reached this peak, but now you can see higher ones ahead. There is also something else that happens in this month. You begin to inspire others, whether you mean to or not. People will notice the change in you. They will see the discipline in your actions, the strength in your presence, the clarity in your eyes. Some will be curious, some will be skeptical, some will be inspired to begin their own journey. And this is where you must remember, your path is yours. Do not change it to please others. Do not slow down to wait for them. Lead by example, not by force. One of the most important lessons of this month is that transformation is not a moment, it is a lifestyle. If you treat these 6 months as something temporary, you will lose what you have built. But if you see them as the foundation for the rest of your life, you will keep rising. The difference between those who change once and those who keep growing is simple. The first sees change as an event, the second sees it as a way of being. You must also take time in this final month to look back, not with regret but with gratitude. Think of who you were on the first day. Think of the doubts you carried, the habits you fought, the distractions you removed, the limits you broke. Every moment, even the difficult ones, brought you here, and you survived all of them. More than that, you thrived. Gratitude will remind you that no part of the journey was wasted. In the Shaolin way, we bow not only to the masters who taught us, but also to the challenges that tested us. Without them, we would not have sharpened our spirit. Without resistance, there would be no strength. The same is true for you. Every obstacle in these 6 months was part of your training, and the strength you carry now was forged in that fire. As you reach the last days of this plan, remember that this is not about perfection, it is about alignment. You are not trying to become flawless, you are becoming true to yourself. You are living in a way that matches your values, your goals, and your potential. And that alignment is what will carry you forward long after these 6 months are over. So when the 6th month ends, do not stop. Do not let the story close here. Write the next chapter with the same discipline, the same focus, the same resilience, the same momentum. Keep walking, keep climbing. Because the person you have become is not someone who waits for life to happen, they create it. And from this point forward, you are no longer someone trying to change. You are someone who lives in transformation every single day. And when you look back years from now, you will not remember the exact day you started. You will not remember every step, but you will remember this feeling. The quiet knowing that you took control of your life, that you refused to go back, and that you became someone who could carry their own destiny in their hands. That is the true gift of these 6 months. And that gift is yours to keep for the rest of your life. After 6 months, what will be your measure of success? Most of the world will look for external markers, a new title, a bigger bank account, a physical change. These are not bad things, but they are fleeting. They are the leaves on the tree. The true lasting transformation happens unseen within you. It is the change in your internal landscape, the strengths of your character, and the quiet peace of your mind. This is the ultimate goal of the 6 months plan to build a powerful inner life. This keynote is about shifting your definition of success. The ultimate success is not just reaching the destination, but in the person you have become on the journey. It is in the new level of discipline you possess, the clarity of thought you have cultivated, and the unshakable stillness you have found within. In 6 months, I want you to be able to look at yourself and say, I am not the same person I was. I am more present, I am more resilient, I am more in control of my mind and my emotions. This is the metric that matters most. The small, consistent actions you take will compound into a massive internal shift. The daily practice of meditation will not just give you focus, it will change the very fabric of your being, allowing you to respond to life with grace instead of reaction. The commitment to physical training will not just change your body, it will build an inner fire, a relentless will to push through challenges. The intentionality you practice will not just make you more productive, it will align your actions with your deepest values, creating a life of profound integrity. At the end of this journey, you will find that the external results are simply a natural byproduct of your internal transformation. The success you achieve will not be something you chase, it will be a state of being you have cultivated. You will have built a foundation so strong that the world's storms cannot shake you. You will have a mind so clear that its clutter cannot confuse you. You will have a spirit so resilient that discomfort cannot defeat you. The true power of this 6 months plan is not in what you will get, but in who you will become. Let this be your focus. Let this be your purpose. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and the journey of your transformation begins today, with the commitment to build your life from the inside out. Go forward now and begin.